Okay, so there are just a couple of assignments, and this is one of them. And the other one is just more like a little drawing exercise. So, okay, so what you're going to do is take a page and then just kind of divide it, right? So this area is roughly square. And then in this area, you're going to do proportion studies, just like we did with Daniel Day-Lewis, right? So, so you can take any photograph you want. You can be looking at your cell phone. You can be looking at a computer. You can be drawing a portrait of a person. Anything you want to study the face and build those same structures that you measured with your hands. So alongside of this, what you don't see here, what you should have for this assignment is a picture of someone that you're looking at, right? And see if you can find a way of quickly building those structures. So remember, I have the head, then I have the eyes are in the center, right? And then I have from there the array of the jaw, right? I have a little pair of glasses here, right? That kind of shape, and then I get a triangular shape that would go to the nose, and then I can easily see that space is less than this space, right? Cool. So now with the eyes, remember the eyes are close together. Or wait, that's not what I want to say. I want to say this length of one eye is repeated 3 times, right? So there's the space, this length, this length, this length. That gives me the 2 eyes. This gives me the cheekbones. This gives me, this is where the nose is, and the mouth is halfway, if not a little up, right? Cool. So those are the basic proportions of the face. And of course, there's infinite variation within those proportions. But just to know those planes, like know that this is going down. This is a ledge that's sticking out. This is a ledge that's going underneath, right? And the cheekbones are here. They can't ever move. And that basic structure, you can get familiar with it really fast and start to rotate it. So see, I've kind of made this into a 3/4 view. That's enough. Just a block design here. A facial proportion. The ears always line up with the nose. I'm seeing this side of the head because I tilted it a little, so I don't see the ear on the other side. And then this is just a scaffolding. If something looks wrong to you, I can't always draw a perfect circle. So, yeah. All right. So you're sort of drawing through this a few times, right? Those structural details. And I think, don't bother to draw the eyes. Because it's sort of like a fixation point, and you'll spend so much time on them that you won't that you sort of lose track of your proportions. That's what I almost always do. Whenever I draw the eyes, I stop thinking about the proportions because I know I want them to be right, and then but I'm just sort of like, quickly laying this out and also stepping back and see, I gotta correct these proportions too, because see, I moved into this 3/4 view, but the mouth is still straight, right? So I need I need to be aware of when that happens, and the mouth somehow also migrated to the middle, right? So the mouth if it's in 3/4 view, then the mouth needs to, share the 3/4 view, right? Cool. So we're always kind of, drawing with an awareness and drawing with the ability to double check proportion and then correct it. Right, so see, I kind of made the shape of the nose wrong. I think the mouth is too low. Okay, so this is proportional exercises that let you just focus on the structure of the face. And that's all. And definitely get a reference for it, like a picture of a star like Daniel Day-Lewis or, someone else. And just kind of do a bunch of different studies of the proportions of their face, right? Now, in this piece that you set aside, so here there should be here's a little proportional study, right? There should be at least three little proportional studies. You might, in my case, maybe get several pictures of Daniel Day-Lewis or something. Make them different sizes, make them smaller, right? So here's a little structural one. We're just making a circle. We're just, there's the eyes. There's that little glasses shape, right? There's the bottom of the jaw. And we know that whatever we use for the nose, that distance has to be longer, right? In the mouth, remember how we established that circle kind of goes through the mouth, right? Okay. All right, so we're just having these little studies of proportion. And even though I like my little circle method, I always kind of have to build it back up. Maybe it's because maybe it's a little bit wrong, but it works for me, right? Okay, so 3 to 5 studies here. And then here, you're going to do just the best portrait you can of the celebrity or whoever your subject is. So for me, maybe I will try to, quickly redraw my Daniel Day-Lewis thing here. But I'm trying to not have an hour-long video, so I'm not going to do the full drawing. But I'm going to use that proportionality and create a complete drawing, right? And try to remember those structures, like that every feature on his face is diagonal, right? Because he was cocking his head. So even the nose I need to be accountable for. The lips I need to be accountable for, right? And then that main structure, the circle, the cheekbones. Cheekbones are always kind of this structure right outside that little glasses area, right? And then the sort of the fall of the jaw, making sure the lips are on the upper edge of it. Connecting the lower jaw to cheekbones. All right, this is a really good start. I think this is actually a little better than my other drawing. I mean, because the structure is a little more correct. Cool. So, okay, so 3 to 5 of these little proportional drawings, and you can do it as rapidly as you want. You can, that could be a little proportional drawing. And then this is a finished drawing where you're just using all of your powers, and it should be fully inked as well, right? So this one is finished and inked. I think it would be great for you to do a portrait of someone in your family, or and if somebody won't pose for you, just take one of their social media pictures or something like that and copy it. But remember that this is about structure, and so remember that the proportions matter more than anything, and just be aware of the eyes. Like if you want to finish a drawing completely and don't draw the eyes, that's fine. But the eyes they're such fascinators, and so they always end up breaking proportion, right? So don't let them be fascinating. Just be like, this eye is this long, space between it is this long, this eye is this long. Oops, that eye is a little bit too long, So proportion above everything when you're drawing the face, right? And you must put the eyes in, you can, but see, you'll get fascinated with me. You'll be like, oh, ooh, now it has expression. Now it has, ooh, is it smirking, or is that the right expression? And then you'll spend the rest of the drawing on the eyes. So if you want to, you can, instead of finishing the drawing, just sort of, leave the eyes really vague. You don't spend any time on them. And then that will sort of allow you to explore these proportional ideas rather than get fascinated with detail. All right, so that is assignment 1. And this is 3 proportional studies, or as many as you want. And this is a finished drawing that's based on a photo. It can be something you find in a magazine. It can be your friend or loved one in social media. This should not be the final state of your drawing. Maybe you could keep the proportional studies in pencil, but this should be fully inked to the best of your abilities. And then to study symmetry, here's what I'm going to do. Oh, my daughter's borrowing my light table, but here's what you do on a light table to study symmetry, right? You just turn on the light table, and then you just turn this over, and then you redraw the other side of it to check your symmetry, right? Because I will always be better at drawing the right half of my page than the left. Or anything to duplicate it, like turn it upside down, and you'll start to see problems, right? That's a good way to check symmetry. So so see, this eye shape is a little weird compared to this one, right? Just anything to balance the high skill that you might have in one hand, and make sure that it applies to the whole drawing, right? Even just working through it, you turn it down, you turn it over, like, so I can see that I position these a little bit wrong, right? Keep erasing it, keep working with that symmetry, and keep working with symmetry and proportion, and study from an existing photo, so you have a reference to work with.